It seems like for nearly a decade, fans of the Assassin's Creed franchise have been asking for one particular setting, something that they thought would go perfectly right along the lines of what the Assassin's Creed is known for. And that, of course, would be a game set in Japan. And certainly when Ghost of Tsushima came out a couple years ago, it kind of showed everybody what a proper Assassin's Creed Japan game would feel like. Very well received. Well, Ubisoft, behind the 8-ball as usual, finally announced, hey, you know what? We are developing something in feudal Japan. You guys are going to love this. And predictably, in the current era, especially with Ubisoft being so focused on DEI, did we get a male Japanese protagonist in this game? No, officially yesterday, just like has been rumored for nearly a year now, the male protagonist is going to be a black samurai. And also very, very predictably, we saw the responses. Here you go, completely and totally ratioed. Nearly 300,000 dislikes at this point and growing every single minute to 210,000 likes. And of course, the comments section is exactly what you could predict as well. Remember, never pre-order. The most heroic thing about this trailer is they left the comments open. We must hide in the shadows. 6'2" black dude with samurai armor. That might be the dumbest thing about this fucking trailer. The idea of an Assassin's Creed game where you go do stuff, then you blend into the shadows. And the one black dude in all of Japan is supposed to be this guy that's hiding in the shadows. And I don't know if they went with Assassin's Creed Shadows for any particular reason, but it certainly makes people question why they chose that name. I love the part where he blends in with the crowd and no one notices. Kudos for the samurais for not seeing race. Remember, this is Ubisoft. No pre-orders. Ubisoft already bringing shame and dishonor to the land of the rising sun before the game's release. And we're seeing very similar things on all of their different social media accounts. In fact, they had to hide hundreds and hundreds of comments, some of them giving away Ghost of Tsushima copies, which is pretty funny. People mentioning, wow, I wonder if Sweet Baby Inc. is involved. Wow, I wonder why you're doing this. I wonder why you're including a black samurai. And Japanese fans very specifically are puzzled by this. If you think the ratio's bad on the normal Ubisoft trailer, just look at this here on Ubisoft Japan. 15,000 dislikes to only 2,000 likes. It is getting hammered right now, and rightfully so. Japanese reception from Ubisoft's latest video game, Assassin's Creed Shadows. One Japanese user says, for the first time, I understood what cultural appropriation was. Very diverse neo-colonialists we have here. But of course, so much of the focus is going to be on the Black Samurai, which is based off a person that did actually exist in Yasuke. Unfortunately, any proof that this person was actually a samurai doesn't really exist. It's been kind of a tale for a while. People have pushed that around, but when it comes to actual historical evidence of Yasuke being a samurai, it just quite frankly does not exist. It's a story that people like to tell. It's a story that's really been pushed, especially over the past couple decades, as we've seen inclusion and diversity be so important. And despite the fact that all evidence kind of points to Yasuke almost being kept around for entertainment purposes, they're like, who is this? We've never seen a black person. They made him strip down when they first met him in Japan and scrub his skin because they didn't believe that he was actually black. The fact that that's your representation, that someone is kept around almost as a pet or a form of entertainment, and that's the representation you want, that seems strange to a lot of people. Nevertheless, we're seeing a battle going on right now as woke lunatics, especially editors on Wikipedia, have been trying to change. In the past 24 hours, since this trailer came out and there's been so much backlash, ironically enough, they've gone to Wikipedia to try to change so many things, including removing the statements that there's no actual evidence that he was ever a samurai. And the fact that they're doing this for a video game, right? The fact that they're literally trying to change history in front of our very eyes for a video game says a lot. And let's be real, if you wanted to have a black protagonist, you set this thing in Africa, nobody's gonna have a problem with that. We had an African-based one. Assassin's Creed Origins was set in Africa. Nobody had any problems with that. There's so many different warrior tribes and things like that. If you wanted to do an Assassin's Creed game in Africa, there's plenty of options. But instead, the first one you do in Japan, and you make the decision to make the main character black. And when you find out who's involved with writing this thing, I guess maybe it makes some sense. Apparently, this person is the one that wrote the lead writer for this game, follows Sweet Baby Inc. We don't know if there's any consultancy companies necessarily involved with Assassin's Creed Shadows. May only be a matter of time until we find that out. But certainly, people are going to ask those questions, pronouns in bio, of course. This is a massive shit show. And there's a ton of backlash, not just from Japan, but from virtually everywhere. To have the video game trailer in the first 24 hours, #1 on trending, so it's getting in front of a lot of eyes. For it to be ratioed this hard says a lot. Now, there's also the fair share of people out there that are saying, what are you talking about? Of course Yusuke was a black samurai. How dare you? Open a book, read some history. Well, the truth is, a lot of that has been propaganda. And when you're looking at actual, like, cold hard facts and evidence, none of it really exists. It's a tale out there that's been told and that's been spun for a while, and that's what they're deciding to run with. That's why they decided to exclude a Japanese male protagonist in this game in favor of a black one. I'm sure he's going to blend right in as an assassin in fucking feudal Japan. This really is a joke, but what do you guys think about this? Let me know in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.